minibus driver in viral assault video arrested. Norton charged for Sussex Street pawn scandal. And boy finds bullet in bag of hot Cheetos. I am Noriko Bullford, and this is Uncut News. The minibus driver who was recorded in a viral video assaulting a passenger over loud music is expected to face the courts tomorrow. Josh Harry is expected to be charged with several offenses for the assault in the number 42 route minibus. The incident took place around the Meadowbrook area when the driver stopped the bus and slapped the phone out of the woman's hand as she was filming. Sometime today, the driver was arrested and taken to the Rumfelt police station, but he appeared early this morning on the Guyanese Critics show, pleading and apologizing for his behavior, asking the woman to spare him from the wrath of the police. The viral video angered thousands who call for a reform of the minibus culture, I included. Loud music is prohibited in public transportation, yet minibuses are heard every day with boom boxes as loud as can be. There have been numerous complaints of the stress passengers go through as a result, particularly with obscene music, which is why I just don't ride them anymore. There are calls for police to restart its campaign against loud music and reckless behavior by some minibus drivers and conductors. There have been numerous reports of them drinking while plying their trade and failure to follow the COVID regulations, and sometimes they're even smoking a joint. I've even seen it. Most of the buses are still overcrowded and people do not wear masks. This morning, the Chief Magistrate slapped former Minister of Health George Norton with one charge of misconduct in public office for the rental of the controversial Sussex Street bond while he was in office. Norton was not required to plead to the indictable charge. He was placed on $400,000 bail and will return to court April 27. Today, accused serial killer Orpheus Johnson confessed to killing two men and the attempted murder of a woman and her 18-month-old son in 2015. Johnson was charged with 2 counts of murder, but opted to plead guilty to the lesser count of manslaughter when he appeared before the High Court. He admitted to hunting down and shooting 32-year-old Gladstone George while Gladstone was sitting in the minibus. The deranged fella also admitted to shooting career criminal Travis Rudder while Rudder slept with his wife and baby in bed. Rudder died while the baby and mother were hospitalized with multiple gunshot wounds. Well, Orpheus Johnson will face sentencing May 3rd, where he'll hopefully be locked up for a very long time. From news of a serial killer to news of a serial molester. Last week, 33-year-old lifelong pervert Jason Yaris was charged for grabbing a city policewoman's breast just 1 month after he was charged and released on bail for allegedly grabbing a postwoman's buttocks. He pleaded not guilty to the charge, which stated that on December 7th of last year, at Water Street, Georgetown, he sexually assaulted a woman by grabbing her breast before walking away. He was remanded to prison and is due back in court on May 10th. Now it's time to tell you about Best Buy's car of the day. Currently on sale is this 2010 Toyota Hi-Ace Super GL. It comes with push-button start, all-seat, sliding glasses, dual AC, mag rims, new tires, CD stereo, reverse comm, and much more. Pay cash for $3.6 million, or pay down as low as $1,440,000 down, with around $76,000 monthly for 3 years, and it's yours. Call or WhatsApp 662-0844 for more info, or visit their showrooms at 171 Peter Rose Street, Queenstown, or Lot 2 Lamar Street, and tell them Noriko sent you for this sweet deal. On Saturday, Kanu busted 2 old guys with weed during a raid in Albertown. According to Kanu, Glenn Ford was found with 33 grams of cannabis and a quantity of cash, while Derek Roach, he sells weed and his name is Roach, Anyway, so Derek Roach Clip over here was found in possession of 206 grams of the marijuana, as well as cash. They are both expected in court tomorrow. Just about every Guyanese knows that the historian and political activist Walter Rodney was killed in a bomb blast. But you probably didn't know that for the past 40 years, the state has had an open case against his brother, Donald Rodney, in connection with the same incident. Yes, in 1980, he appealed his sentence and has been out on bail ever since. So, after 4 decades, the courts have finally said, well, you know what? We're just gonna let this one slide. In fact, the Chancellor basically said that there was no evidence that he even had a bomb in his possession. And even if there were, 40 years is far too long to wait for a sentence. And in fact, Ramatar gave you a pardon almost a decade ago, so we're not even sure why this is even still an issue. However, they didn't apologize for wasting the big man's time. There's officially a new guide to abuse at GT&T. Now that their American parent company, ATN International, hired Damien Blackburn as GT&T's new CEO. Blackburn is the current head of Alive, a mobile telephone company based in the Bahamas. But with him coming to take up the job, the current one, Justin Ned, is being reassigned. But don't believe this means that this will be the last you'll see of Ned. Well, in fact, the organization made up a new position for him. He's now the new Vice President of Strategic Programs at ATN International. So good for them, and now, like I said, you have someone else to blame when you see that years have passed and still nothing's changed. Attention truck drivers. Hummer is one of the leading international brands for heavy-duty truck parts. Get high-quality brake pads, air valves, bearings, and clutches for all DAF, international freightliners, Bedford TM, Scummel, and lots more truck parts seen here. This nice lady is not included. Get it at Powered Automotive Truck Spares and Engine Parts at 1161 EE Eccles. Call or WhatsApp 697-0171 or follow Powered Automotive Truck Spares and Engine Parts on Facebook. It's now time for today's Runner Report. Today, the nation recorded 88 new cases. There is now a total of 258 persons dead, with 15 persons in the ICU and 1,131 persons in home isolation. The total number of known cases in the nation now stands at 11,277. So, please people, wash your hands frequently. Avoid touching your nose and mouth and mask up before you leave the house. When you do leave home, try to avoid enclosed spaces and large crowds. And remember to give 6 feet of space between you and others. Now, let's take a look at news in the region and around the world. Chinese, beware. Heritage Petroleum Company Limited said it's aware of individuals and organizations hosting false recruitment orientations and falsely promising employment at the company. Heritage said these individuals are also using the names and contact information of actual employees to solicit large sums of money from unsuspecting job seekers. The company stated that they would never charge you to become an employee, and no one is authorized to recruit on their behalf. The company has since reported the matter to the police and the fraud squad. Aha! I like the sound of that. Fraud squad! I wish we had one here. Oh well. Take advantage of huge discounts this Easter at Cellular Plus. Get the DL3 Pro Plus for just $16,000, or the DL3 Pro for $11,000. With prices like these, even your pet could have a smartphone. Get this deal at Cellular Plus digital stores in the City Mall, Starbucks Square, Massey Providence, and Massey Turkine. Offer valid while stocks last, so don't miss out. And in international news, an Egyptian court has ordered the owners of the formerly stuck container ship, the Ever Given, to pay the Suez Canal Authority $916 million in compensation for blocking the waterway for 6 days last month. The insurer of the boat, UK Club, said the claim was extraordinarily large and poorly justified. So the canal responded by saying, "No cash, no boat." They are currently holding the ship with the crew aboard until compensation is paid. And now for our weird news story of the day. One 6-year-old boy in the US state of Missouri recently found out that flaming hot Cheetos are really packing heat nowadays after he found a bullet in the bottom of his bag of Cheetos. According to the boy's father, Bo Horn Weasel, yes, that's the man's name, Bo Horn Weasel. Well, anyway, Mr. Weasel said he bought the seemingly normal bag of hot Cheetos at a gas station for his son. But when the boy got to the bottom of the bag, he discovered an already fired bullet coated in Cheetos dust. Weasel contacted Frito-Lay, the company that makes Cheetos, to report the unusual finding. He says he wasn't seeking monetary damages, he just wanted to make sure they don't make a mistake of this caliber again. Aha! The company, for its part, offered to send him a kit for testing. Testing for what? I'm really not sure, because it's obviously a bullet. Who said luxury can't be affordable? Move into your own home in 2021. Lenore Estates West Coast MRR properties are within your reach. Move out of the landlord's place and put that rent money towards your own 5,000 square foot property. Call or WhatsApp 618-5702 or call +1 516 476 2172 for more info. Moving on to our Uncut News Views poll question of the day. Every day we pose a question about current events in the nation, the region, the diaspora, and how you feel it relates to us. So, you give your responses in the comments, and we'll read the best ones in the following episode. Yesterday's question was, should we move the capital? Carlisle Campbell said yes, we should move the capital to the interior. Added benefits will include developing national infrastructure and natural resource exploitation. I mean, Brazil did it. True, very true. Karen Thomas Fordyce said, no way, leave GT as the capital, please and thanks. Adelbeck said, GT does not have 50 more years in my view. A serious decision has to be made within the next 20 to 30 years. And finally, Wilfred Martin said, the politicians will never move the capital until it becomes part of the Atlantic. They are just short-sighted and petty. So for tonight's question, the recent minibus assault viral video has renewed calls for the government to step in and nationalize the transportation system. Do you or do you not think that this would be a good idea, and why? Think about that question and tell us in the comments below. If your response is good enough, we just might feature it in Wednesday's episode. Anyway, that's all the time we have for tonight. Check us out tomorrow for another. Until then, I'm Rico Bullford saying good night, folks. Hey, Uncut News viewers, thanks for watching. You can subscribe by clicking on this button over here, or click over there for more news. You can also drop a comment to let me know if you've made it to the end of the video. Goodbye for now.